Hey guys, if I were going to be in class on Tuesday, or if I could be, we would be working on a portfolio check activity, which is um, a way for us to, at the end of each unit, kind of reflect on things from that unit and start to build little bits into the website that's going to house all of your work, all of your major work, and your selected work at the end of the semester. Sorry, my screen's going wild. Um, so basically, this is a putting stuff on the site activity. It's designed to help you like reflect, select, pull things from each unit, build that portfolio content so it's ready to go at the end of the semester. Um, Feedback for these portfolio checks are entirely up to you. Um, you're required to submit it to get the complete because I want to see that people are kind of keeping up and putting things on the site as we go. If you want individual help or feedback on some of the stuff that you're kind of housing and designing and kind of building into the site, um, you're welcome to make an appointment, come into my office, and we'll pull up your website and look at it together. Or when you submit your link at the end of the activity, you can write a quick description that says like what you need help with or what you're worried about or what you think maybe went wrong or questions that you have, and kind of let me know where you are so it kind of guides me in being able to look through your site and figure out how I can help. Okay, so you can request feedback on this. So step one is going to be obviously to go to your Wix website. I hope you remembered your login information. What you're going to be doing is going up to the top corner, and I'm actually going to do this. So step two is just going to ask you to clean up your site. Go to your Wix site, look through your pages. If you have any weird like blogs or anchors or things that are left over from your, or tabs, things that are left over from your original template, go ahead and get rid of those. It'll just make the space cleaner and it'll eliminate some confusion when working on the site. Step three is to pull up your inquiry project page, the one you just created, and add the following. You're going to be adding or embedding your research poster. One of the easiest ways to do it is to take a screenshot of your poster and add it as an image, or you can embed it the way that we talked about. If you need help with that, you're welcome to ask me in class how to do that. I've included two samples from students, previous students, how it might look on the site, just as a picture, and along with their paragraph. The paragraph you're going to add about 100 words that just give some context to someone who would be seeing this poster from the perspective of being outside of the class. It explains what the purpose of the assignment was, the rhetorical context is, so like for you as the creator, like what genre were you working with, what tone did you have, what was the purpose of your poster, what were you trying to do with it, and also maybe adding something you would want the reader to notice about your work, something that you, like a significant revision you made, or something that you were really working on, or a risk that you took, or something that you improved with, something that you might want a reader to notice. Step 4 and 5 are going to be like the bigger part. At the end of the semester, you have to create a coursework reflection, which goes through the whole semester. I think it's hard to do that at the end of the semester and look through an entire semester of work. A lot of times when you don't remember some of the stuff that you're looking at. So I have people do it at the end of each unit and just sort of go through your notebook, your reading responses, your discussion posts, studio work, and pull out some things that you might want to talk about that show like stuff you learned, stuff you worked on, things that were new, or things that you were proud of that you might want to keep for some reason. So I've asked you on this page to add an image of a reading response from your writer's notebook, at least one image of a discussion post from Canvas. You can do that as a screenshot. At least one image from your studio work. It doesn't have to be a whole activity. It can be an excerpt. And at least 2 other images of things of your choice. It can be notes for something that was new. It could be an activity from class, a reflection, a brainstorming, an early draft of something. It could be another reading response. It's kind of up to you to pick that. So you'll have 5 things from Unit 1 on your site. So here's an example of how some of the stuff might look on the site. So ignore all of the text. That's still coming, but how the images look so that they're readable on the page. And I think she did this using the gallery function. And she has some stuff from Canvas, pictures from her notebook. She's got early drafts. So here's an example of how some of your work might look. Step 5, for each one of those things that you added, you can add more if you want. You're keeping it for yourself for later to come back to at the end of the semester to already have some material there. And it helps kind of keep things fresh and let you remember what it is that you did. So you're almost going to add like a little reminder to yourself, like maybe 50 words to just tell yourself, like, here's what the activity is, here's what I'm archiving it for. So it could be that it contributed to your thinking, either about writing or inquiry in some way. So writing could be like ownership of writing choices, like rhetorical knowledge, the myths we talked about, rhetoric and communication, genre stuff, being flexible as a writer, taking risks, writing situations, good writing, all of that stuff. Inquiry we've done a lot with. Talked about .com sites and how to use tertiary sources and Wikipedia and content farms and evaluating the internet and thinking about bias in new ways and personal research choices and methods for finding sources and approaches to the research process and all that fun stuff. So you might have something that relates to one of those things. For instance, if you're thinking about, if you learn something about writing situations, and audience and purpose and genre and things like that, and how they're different, you might archive an image of a discussion post from a reading response on writing situations, or a discussion post or a reading response in your notebook. If you learn something about content farms, you might archive an image of the class activity that we did or the prep that we did with content farms. The learning doesn't have to be necessarily brand new. It can be something maybe you have heard before, maybe we talked about it in a different way, expanded on it. It's okay. It doesn't have to be a big thing like I learned all about writing situations. It could be something really specific that we talked about with genre features or with audience that maybe you hadn't thought about before. And that is it. This is due Thursday, 9/27. So when we come to the library next Thursday, that will be when you might be able to ask me questions about things dealing with this activity. Then you have to submit the link for me by midnight. Okay, so I'm going to show you from a sample Wix site how to make or add some of these pages. So in this top corner, if you remember when we kind of went over this, you can go to Manage Pages, and right now I've deleted everything, so I've just got one page, my About page, which is my home page. When you go to Add New Pages, you go to Add Page at the bottom. Then you can rename it. So I'm going to call this one Inquiry Project Done. And I'm going to call this one rename. Writing Theory Done. And I'm going to call this one Coursework Reflection. You get the idea. Okay. And that's it. And the next part of this is going to ask you to go pull up your inquiry project page. The way you switch the pages is up here at the top. Select the page that you want to be on.